sea, turning saints into the sea. What's up, everyone? It's it's Tré Lamb, episode 54 of Deadbeat Son. Today is how are you? Doing all right? I hope so. 27th of September, episode 54. You know what I mean? And we're getting right to it. You know? We're getting right to it, baby. We got a little bit of the killers for ya. Mr. Brightside. Do my eyes look bloodshot? Yeah, they do. Okay? They just do. All right? You know, I can't, not much to say about that. No, I'm not under the influence of any drugs or, narcotics of any sort. You know, I'm just a glossy guy. You know what I mean? I just kind of gloss through life, baby. Just glossing. Killers, you know? That's a band with a cool name, Killers. We kill, you know? That's something that, musicians can get away with a lot more than comedians, you know? You can be like serious all the time and people think it's cool. You can dress however you want, you know? I feel like only certain comedians can get away with dressing wacky, you know what I mean? Like wearing like a frickin' fishnet top and fishnet bottoms and, fishnet shoes and big old dangly earrings. I don't know what I'm describing, but yeah, they can do that. Look at Lady Gaga. Imagine if Lady Gaga was doing stand-up comedy. You'd be like, what? Oh man, I would love that though. But it can't be in front of her crowd. No, she's got to go. That's the tough part. Is that, you know what I mean? She's got to go to like an open mic where people don't know she's gonna be there, and then she's got to go up and she's got to do 5 minutes of stand-up comedy. What do you think she'd talk about? What kind of jokes would Lady Gaga make, Hey, you guys ever, you guys ever, when you wake up in the morning, in your bed full of, your bed made out of boiled eggs, What's the deal with, she'd be like, what's the deal with emerging from a cocoon? You guys know what I'm talking about? This guy knows what I'm talking about. That's what she'd say. Hey guys, what's the deal with you guys ever wake up from a nap, and you're hanging upside down by your ankles in an incubator? Anyway, so I was at the grocery store, in Dubai, and she's at an open mic in like Kentucky, Anyway, man, she'd be like, man, I'm just so rich. You guys know what I'm talking about? I don't know. No, I think she'd bomb, but consequently, conversely, if I got up and tried to, memorize her choreography and be smooth while I was singing the whole time, I probably wouldn't do it. So, but they can get away with, you get what I'm saying. They can do more, they can do different things, they can take themselves seriously. Comedians can't really do that. You can't be like this. You can't be like this, disturbed, just like emo comedian, just like, you gotta be funny. I mean, a lot of us are disturbed, but in different ways. We're either disturbed or disturbing. I bet Kanye would be good at stand-up, though. I don't know. Maybe that's just a bias. I think he would, though. I think he'd do all right. But like musicians can like the difference, the biggest difference between musicians and comedians is like that one of them at least is that like when it comes to women or impressing people that you want to impress, right? A musician can sit at home and practice on the guitar or the bass or the drums or singing. They can just practice and practice over and over and over until they nail it nail it every time. Like they can't miss a note, right? And then they go out and then they do it, and like if people see that and they like it, they go, oh hell yeah, I like the way that they play this. That was cool. And they like that thing. They like that thing about them already. They already got a thing. But like, as a comedian, you gotta, I gotta be like, just hang out with me for like 6 months, and I swear by then we'll probably have some inside jokes. Just come on, just try it. And doesn't really work. Anyway, the Killers and stand-up comedy, baby. Halloween's coming up. Halloween is right around the corner. You get your decorations up. You putting up things in the front lawn. You putting up a witch. Oh, dude, it's witches season, dude. Oh, no. The witches are coming out, dude. They're coming out of their caves, their coves, their covens, This is like that time. Ah, man. Chicks love Halloween, God, they love it. You get to, and decorate and, candles and, dark moods and, autumn. Get out of here with your autumn, dude. Girlfriends love Halloween, man, and they're always trying to dress me up. Whenever I'm like in a relationship during Halloween, they always want to dress me up. Do a couple's costume. Oh, you should be you'd be a cute yeah. And look, man. When I was a kid, sure, dress me up, baby, right? I'm going because I got people to impress. I gotta get out. I'm getting out there. I'm getting some candy. Put me in a costume. It's what I gotta do. I didn't mind it. I got to be. I'd be Spider-Man or something like that. Look, I'm not really dressing up so much more these days. The weird, the tough part as I get older, though, with the dressing up of me is like, I have like, real life problems sometimes, and relationships can be kind of difficult every now and then. We all go through our ups and downs, and I just don't want to be that couple that's like getting in an argument in costume. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be having a serious conversation while I got, like 4 pounds of makeup on, or my skin is a different color. My skin is like painted, blue or something crazy, like if I'm a Smurf. Like, I just don't want to be that couple that's like standing outside of a bar at like 2 a.m, yelling at each other. We're just going at it, and people are walking by, and they're like, "Yo, why is Sexy Shrek yelling at that minion right now?" Or they're like, "Yo, why is that sexy minion yelling at Lord Farquaad?" I just like, nah, I can't be doing that, man. What do you do? What do you do when like, oh God, you know, like you catch them cheating and you're fucking you catch your girlfriend cheating at a cheating on you at a Halloween party, and you know you're dressed up as fucking, you're like a transformer. Like you got like the, you know, all the stuff on you, and if like you contort a certain way, you're a car, you know. I'm dressed up as a fucking goblin, and I got to be like, "Babe, no." What's a funnier one, you know? I'm like, I'm dressed up as Shrek. No, that's not a good one. I'm a fucking, you know, I guess I'm going to go with Shrek. I'm dressed up as Shrek, and I got like the little ears on, you know? And I'm like completely green, and I'm like, my heart is breaking. Oh, no. You know? What? I can't believe it. You know, it's the green is like running down with your tears. That's silly. It's very silly, but you know, I guess it's fun. It's got to be fun for like, um, it's, you know, there's got to be some fun stuff when you're like boning. You know what I mean? If you're getting intimate with each other, and you know, you're like, oh, I've never had sex with a pirate before. This should be fun. You know. Um. Anyway, that's how I feel about Halloween, man. But it's coming up. You know, now I'm to the point where I gotta be like, we gotta, you know, decorate the house because we got trick or treaters coming. It's their time, baby. It's time for them. You know, my job these days is, you know, if maybe if someone's having a little party, I'll dress up. You know, um, but other than that, my job is to decorate the house, get some, get a bowl of candy, and just scare the shit out of some little kids, man. That is fun too. That seems like a good time, right? I think so. I think so. You know, it's because you get the opportunity. You are, if anything, expected to absolutely drive these kids insane with your tactics, you know? And that's a beautiful thing, man. Not only do you get a pass, it is your responsibility to give children nightmares. Sometimes nightmares that will stay with them for the rest of their lives. You can completely change the course of an individual's life depending on like if you're the guy who's, you know, who's like you're dressed as a scarecrow or something, and you're just like, but you're pretending to be a decoration. Those guys are probably having a good time. Those guys are probably having the best time, dude. You know, oh, it's got to be so exciting to be sitting there. I mean, it's cold depending on where you are, but you know, dress appropriately. But it's got to be, man, your heart's probably racing. You're probably getting so psyched when you're just like sitting there, and you got this, you know, the bowl, and then like, you know, the kid shows up with their mom, and the mom's like, "Go ahead, honey, go ahead, go up, you know, go get the candy," and you know, if you do it well enough, even the parent won't know. I remember like when my mom would take me trick or treating. Um, she would be, if the house was too scary, or you know there was like something like that, like a guy sitting there, she wouldn't do it. She wouldn't go up with me. I'm 6 years old, and I got to do this on my own. That's how you, I mean, in a lot of cases, that is how you become a man. Is, that the training wheels are off now, baby. You know? Mom's not coming up to the house with me. I got to do this on my own, you know? And like you're just like sitting there. I'm watching kind of from afar. I got a little spyglass or like binoculars, and I'm kind of taking a distance, kind of surveying the area. And I'm watching. I'm looking at the chest. I'm looking for some movement in either the chest or the stomach area, the diaphragm, if you will. I'm looking for movement. You know what I mean? I'm trying to see something. If I don't see anything, I give it the coast clear, and then I go up and I do it. I take care of business. I've got. Sure. Who hasn't? I'd be lying to you if I said I never got doing that, But dude, I remember those times, man, where she's like, I'm not going up there. If you want that candy, go get it. And just the weight that you feel when you're like, holy shit, man, I gotta do this. It's all on me. I gotta do this by myself. And I'm walking towards the front door or walking up to the porch, and I look back and my mom's gone. She's not even there. She's gone, man. She's out of sight, out of mind. She had nothing to do with this house, And then there's that guy sitting there. But now, this is the beauty of life, is now I get to be that guy. I get to be that guy, and I get to hear the conversations leading up to it. I get to hear, the parents going, okay, go ahead, go get the can. And then, some kids are like, no, yeah. And then you get one walking up. You get little Tré walking up the porch, baby. And you're sitting there. You're fucking sitting there. And your porch, so you can count the steps. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we wait. Now they're on the porch. They're on the deck. They're coming over to you. And then you hear the little ruffling of the candy wrappers as they kind of maybe trying to get something they want, Or they just grab a handful, And that's when you fucking, yeah. Oh, baby. Yeah. Yeah, man. They're screaming, I remember also when I was a kid, my buddy told me when I was like in elementary school, around Halloween, maybe shortly after, I remember, there's always that kid who would say that he got scared, a jump scare like that, and he reacted by punching the guy in the face, and then it becomes this whole thing of like, well, I don't, I just reacted and I swung at him, I never believed those kids, man. I thought they were trying to seem, more impressive. Fight or flight, they chose fight. And I thought that that's what they were going for. But now I'm starting to wonder if that is a normal or perfectly reasonable a realistic reaction, and I'm actually just a pussy. Jury's still out on that one, Anyway, speaking of pussy, it's it's not, there's a new, there's all this lingo out now, and there's a new one floating around. It's for guys who eat a lot of box, and the term is munch. Have I talked about this already? I'm sorry if I have, but you're called a munch if you go down on women a lot, I don't know who came up with that. I think women came up with that. I'm sure they did. I don't think guys would name it. But why I don't understand why they chose munch. Munch. That has a specific connotation. That has a connotation that sounds like, And I guess that kind of could sound like it, I suppose. Um, if you don't know what the fuck you're doing, okay? Um, but like, I don't know. When I think munch, I picture eating cereal, munching on cereal, munching on a candy bar, munching on snacks. It's a snack at least, right? You're not munching on dinner. It's a very specific kind of meal. And munch sounds like crunch. And if there's anything crunchy going on, I don't understand. And then you got munch, and then you got short king, right? So if you're a guy who's under 6 feet, who likes to eat box, what are you? You're a munchkin. Come on, man. Wow, munchkin. Munchkin? Like an Oompa Loompa? Little munchkins? I don't know, dude. That wasn't a good joke. Talking about eating. Oh, dude. And then, okay, so we're still on the topic. We're getting sensual on this episode, okay? You've had plenty of time to get to know me. You've had a year and 2 weeks to get to know me, right? Yeah. 52 weeks in a year. Yeah. You've had a year and 2 weeks. You've had 379 days. So by this point, we've gotten to know each other pretty well. So, and if my mom's listening to this, I'm sorry. But I was getting intimate one time, right, with a woman, and I was doing my due diligence. It'd been going on for a little while, probably 30, 40 seconds, and I'm letting her know, hey, I'm wrapping up. We're getting that. And sometimes they can tell when you're like by the way your breathing changes if you're kind of getting ready to finish up, right? And this happened, and in response, she said to me, "Don't you effing come, jizz." She said, "You better not come right now." And just by saying that, I said, "Oh, too late. Did. Oops, too late. That was the hottest thing I think I've ever heard, and now it's too late." I don't know why. My body heard that and was like, well, that's great, and then we're done. Sorry, I don't know, man. We're going, breathing shifts. She goes, don't you fucking, ah. That was her and then me, back to back. Don't you fucking, too late. Oops. Whoops. Anyway. Just, man, and if you're eating box, God bless you. If you're eating box, God bless you. I got this gap, in my mustache, right in the middle of my face. I can't make my mustache connect in the middle. It's probably from eating so much box. All right, that's enough. Probably do a few more minutes here. Everyone's talking about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, right? And everyone's asking me, Trey, what is your take on the whole thing, man? what do you think about the whole thing, you know? Um uh I think it's neat when celebrities date each other, you know, and then we all get, it's like changing this guy, it's like changing Travis Kelsey's life in a way. It's so crazy because all of her fans are all over this guy now. Um, you know, and it's like, yeah, you may have to handle some of the toughest defenses in the world. You're going up against some of the biggest and strongest, most athletic people in the country, in the maybe even the world. But that's nothing. That's nothing compared to the hell, to the fury of angry Swifties, you know. I I don't know, man. People just love getting involved in that shit, dude. Women are, you know, are killing it lately, honestly. You know, they got the Barbie movie, and now they got Taylor Swift dating Travis Kelsey. Like, you know how many people, you know how many people are out there where that's the biggest thing? That's like the highlight of their week. They're still talking about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelsey. You know? Look, he's cool. You know what I mean? I mean, we hang. Every time I see him, he's cool. You know, he's really nice. He's a real nice guy. He's good to me. And it's, you know, it's cool that it's. I know. I'm just glad to see another guy who's like 6'4", 6'5", you know, 200 and something, 80 pounds, whatever. You know, good looking, rich. You know, it's just good. It's just nice to see things are finally going well for him. You know, it's just nice to see people getting literally everything they want. Oh, cool. Oh, you can do that? Oh, nice. Oh, cool. It's just rich people getting richer? Sick. No, that's great. No, that's really cool, man. Um anyway, I'll tell you this story about my dad. That was nothing, but I got this story about my dad real quick. He used to do this thing um where if we were, you know, say we were out doing something, usually like we were, you know, went to a swap meet and we're looking around for, you know, it was, or, you know, back to school shopping, as some of you might call it. Yours happens at Target, mine happens in San Ysidro, California, which is about 5 to 10 minutes from the U.S.-Mexico border. Or I'd be in Tijuana. Anyway, you go to Target, I go to Tijuana. No big deal. My dad would do this thing where if we were out at, you know, a place doing a thing, and then if he got into an argument with his girlfriend, when we got back to the car, he would start the car and then he would crank the music really loud. And, you know, he'd play like this like rock music or whatever, and he would like crank it really loud because he was angry, and he's got to let you know. He's got to let you know, I'm not happy. So he would play this music really loud, and I remember one time, like, because on the way there, we were listening to the album, the WWE Originals album, which is, you know, a track, which isn't, it was a CD, and it was like all the biggest names at the time did songs, they did music, they sang, they rapped, John Cena had one, Rey Mysterio had one, Eddie and Chavo Guerrero had one. Um, and this time in particular, he starts the car. They get into an argument. He starts the car, and he's like fucking yelling. He's like, "Yeah, fucking you, shut it. Yeah, I'm sick of you doing it." And then he cranks the music, and it was the song was "We Had Enough" by the Dudley Boys. The Dudley Boys. We Had Enough by the Dudley Boys. A a tag team duo. I believe they had several accolades, such as some sort of world champion, whatever belt they had. Dudley Boys. And so, and I just, looking back, even at the time, I found it so odd that he was like yelling and he was mad. I'm so angry. I'm so fucking mad. And then he's like, it's like he's saying, I can't even express how angry I am. So why don't I give it away to the Dudley Boys? I'm so angry I can't even speak. Ladies and gentlemen, the Dudley Boys. And then they just come on. I pray for, I really wish, like if it happened, more recently, something like that, you got to be careful with the because if you hook your phone up to the aux cable or Bluetooth or whatever, sometimes it's like whatever the last thing you were listening to is what starts playing, So I just wish one of those times that they get into an argument, we get in the car, they're still yelling, I can't believe you fucking said that, this fucking fuck you and fuck this, I'm so sick of this shit. And then he turns on the stereo and he cranks it real loud, and it's like, 'cause every time we touch, I get this feeling, and every time we kiss, I reach for the sky. Can't you feel my heart beat fast? I want it then. And you just gotta try to be angry while listening to like techno, I'm fucking sick of this. I feel the static, and every time we kiss, I swear I can fly. I don't know, man. What would be a good one? I don't know. Kiss Me Through the Phone. 678 999 821, baby. You know that I'm. Oh, you know what actually would be funny if they turned it on and it was 303 and it was just like the shush girl, shut your lips, do the Helen Keller and talk with your hero. No, I got it. They get into a big fight, cranks the radio, and it's fucking Kelly Clarkson's Breakaway. You know what? Fuck this. Fuck you. I'm fucking done. Crank. I'll spread my wings and I'll learn how to fly. I'll do what it takes till I touch the sky. Now, everyone's reaching and touching the sky, huh? It was a big year for reaching and touching the sky. Anyway, that's gonna do it for today's episode. A little short today. We got a guest next week. MK's back in the studio, so look out for that. And I may or may not be doing a special pretty soon. It could happen in the next month, and I don't even know yet. So if it happens, it's gonna be like a last minute. Somebody couldn't do it, and they're gonna throw me in. So if that happens, I'll look out for that. That'd be cool. Make some dough, get a nice credit under my belt, maybe get booked on some stuff. And so look out for that. If not, it's going to happen in a year. So that's that. I'm doing, I'll be around. I might be going to Vegas. I'll be in Vegas next month. So if you're out there, just keep up with the Instagram and whatever to see where I'm at. You check out the website to see where I'm at, and email the pod. Where do you wanna, stuff you want to talk about? Halloween stories. We got a whole month of it, so we'd love to incorporate that. And let me know what city you to come perform at, and I'll get something in the books for you. All right. Hey, that's it for me. Take care, everyone. Thanks for listening.